Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the heart of one of Honda's most iconic engine families, the K20A series. Whether you're a Honda enthusiast, a potential buyer, or just curious about what makes these engines so special and what to watch out for, you're in the right place. Let's break it all down, step by step. The K20 engine series made its debut at the end of 2000, first powering the JDM Honda Stream with the K20A1. This was Honda's new age design, an aluminum block with cast iron sleeves, just like in the older B and F series. Square design, with an 86mm bore and stroke, it offered a balanced performance. Head construction, it had a lightweight 16-valve aluminum head with a DOHC setup and chain-driven camshafts. Technology. Featuring Honda's i-VTEC system, this engine used a modern port fuel injection system and coil-on-plug ignition. Although reliable, one key point, it doesn't have hydraulic valve lash adjusters, so you need to manually adjust valve clearances about every 24,000 miles. Next up we have the more fuel-efficient variants, K20A3, K20A4 and K20A6. These versions traded raw power for everyday drivability. K20A3 was found in the 2002-2006 Acura RSX base and 2002-2005 Honda Civic C. Only the intake camshaft had VTEC. Lower lift and shorter duration meant better fuel economy and fewer emissions. VTEC kicks in early, around 2,200 revolutions per minute. K20A4 was basically the same as the A3 but tuned for the 2003, 2007 Accord and 2002, 2006 CR-V. K20A6 was the export version for Europe and Australia, used in the 2003-2006 Accord. Here's where things get exciting. The JDM K20A was built for serious performance. Used in Type R models like the Integra DC5 and Civic EP3, this engine featured high compression pistons, 11.5 to 1 or even 11.7 to 1 in later models, dual valve springs, factory porting on the head, lightweight internals and a lightened flywheel, i-VTEC activation at 6,000 revolutions per minute, later dropped to 5,800 revolutions per minute with upgrades. Other goodies, a PRC or RBC intake manifold, 310cc injectors, 4, 2, 1 exhaust manifold, 62, 64mm throttle body depending on the version. These were precision-built engines meant to scream at high revs, perfect for track use or performance builds. If you couldn't get your hands on a JDM K20A, the K20A2 was its American cousin. Found in the Acura RSX Type S, it had a different camshaft profile, a PRB intake manifold, 11:1 compression ratio, i-VTEC engaging at 5,800 revolutions per minute. While not quite as aggressive as the JDM variant, it was still a solid performance engine that made the RSX Type S a fan favorite. No engine is perfect, and the K20 series has its own set of common issues, especially in the more standard, non-performance versions. Some K20S, especially those without VTEC on the exhaust side, like the K20A3, suffer from early wear on the exhaust cam lobes. Causes? Three main theories: improper hardening during manufacturing, poor oil maintenance, skipping valve clearance adjustments. Over time, dirty oil can clog the small mesh filters in the VTC actuator or i-VTEC control solenoid. After 124,000 miles, timing issues can arise due to chain stretch or VTC wear. These aluminum engines with open deck designs do not tolerate overheating. Thin piston rings can get stuck, leading to high oil consumption. If oil isn't topped off regularly, it could cause bearing failure, a known killer for many of these engines. Intake manifold runner control can get stuck. Leaks from the front crank seal or VTEC solenoid gasket are common. Idle instability may come from a dirty throttle body or IAC valve. Honda claimed the K20A had a lifespan of about 124,000 miles. However, with proper maintenance, many engines have crossed the 300,000 mile mark and are still going strong. So whether you're chasing horsepower with a K20A Type R swap or just want a solid daily driver with the A3, the K20 series offers plenty, but demands attention. Regular maintenance, quality oil, and timely valve adjustments can make these engines last for years and rev happily the whole way. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which K20 variant you prefer, or if you've had any personal experiences with them.